Here's a couple of examples of international challenges. One of the comments that Nancy made this morning was local language publishing. You know this better than I. But it blows my mind as a fluent speaker of Japanese, and I know many of you out there speak multiple languages, put us Americans to shame, how oftentimes what is patently clear in one language is completely unclear in another, even though it's been directly translated. Before we opened our park at Disney in Tokyo in March of '83, we had 3 months of soft openings, beta tests. Invite members of the media, hundreds, maybe thousands of people at a time to test out our systems. And I'll never forget, before our first soft opening, one of our executives from the United States went to Japan to give motivational speeches to all the business units. And he had a very skilled interpreter with him. And I'll never forget the very last motivational speech he gave the night before we were going to open was at midnight, and it was to the night crew custodian team. And his basic message was, go out and clean the park. That's what our guests want, is cleanliness, right? They want a clean park, so make it shine. And it was translated appropriately. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, I got a panicked phone call from this guy. And he says, what is wrong with the custodians? Are they idiots? I said, no. Was the interpreter wrong? No. I said, what are you worried about? He said, the custodians cleaned the Haunted Mansion. They cleaned the ghost house. There are no cobwebs anymore. There are no rust stains. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of artwork. We called it aging and graining. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of aging and graining artwork is literally down the drain. We can't open with the Haunted Mansion. What a bunch of idiots. And I said, wait a minute. It's not their fault. It's not the interpreter's fault. We didn't train them appropriately. We hired custodial people from hospitals, from factories, and office buildings. And if their boss said, make it shine, by golly, they're going to make it shine. We hadn't trained them in the proper cleanliness techniques in a themed environment. Shame on us. So when you think about localization, there is a lot more to it than just linguistics. And I think that we decidedly had lack of local focus in our initial forays into an international theme park environment. Another mistake we made was in Euro Disney. I know there are no people from France here, so I can say this very easily. Americans thought that the French were stupid. Of course, but the French thought the Americans were stupid. Of course. One of the long-standing old ways things that the Disney Corporation tried to implement at Disney France was no alcohol in the park. Go figure. No wine. There's no wine in Disneyland. Well, that didn't last very long. So it's amazing how you can say we have a global perspective, but really when it gets right down to it, all too often when that international partner gives you an idea that you don't agree with, they're wrong and you're right. So I really want to focus on this concept of, are you truly leveraging your international presence? Let me give